Good day everyone, I'm Jason Ayog. First of all, thanks to my research advisor, Doc Elaine Rose Oliva, for helping me finish this study. My research is entitled The Mitigating Effect of Reading Strategy in Writing Competency and Students' Participation in Class. Concerns about student engagement in class are a challenge for teachers. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development reports that many children and teenagers exhibit little interest and engagement in social activities. According to a survey by the Edwick Research Center, the pandemic has considerably impacted students' learning preferences in the first quarter of 2020. Internationally, according to research by Yildirim of the United States, inadequate vocabulary or poor language use are some causes of students' lack of active involvement in class. While in the Philippines, it appears that men participate more actively in class each semester, according to a study by U. In Bansalan, Davao del Sur, it seems that kids might be able to participate in class if there is a suitable activity, there is a prompt answer, and the student can communicate with their teachers. This research has the main purpose of determining the mitigating effect of reading strategy on the relationship between writing skills and class participation of senior high school students. Moreover, the findings of study serve as the basis for constructing a program to enhance students' participation in class. The underlying theory in this study is the social cognitive theory shared by Albert Mandora, which shows the importance of observing, modeling, and imitating the behaviors and reactions of others. This theory explains that the interactions of the environment and cognitive factors influences human learning and behavior. One form of learning is characterized by internal reward, pride, satisfaction, and achievement. This research will use 4 measures to determine the mediation of reading strategy on writing skills and participation of students in class and what type of mediation occurred. Part A shows the effect of writing skills on students' participation in class. Meanwhile, Part B shows the direct effect of writing skills and mediating variable in reading strategy. Further, Part C shows the direct effect of mediating variable and reading strategy on class participation. And the last one shows the indirect effect of writing skills and class participation using the mediating variable reading strategy. This research used descriptive correlational. Its purpose is to assess the relationship between 2 or more variables. There are 310 respondents out of total population of 1,590 senior high school students. The researcher used Rausoff to get the total respondents. The respondent was selected using simple random sampling so that the researcher could determine who was the respondent who would answer the survey without bias. There are 3 questionnaires used in this study, and it went through pilot testing to obtain the Cronbach Alpha. First, adapted questionnaire of students' participation, it obtained 0.89 Cronbach Alpha. Second, adapted questionnaire of reading strategy, it obtained 0.91 Cronbach Alpha. Third, adapted questionnaire of writing skill, it obtained 0.90 Cronbach Alpha. In conducting this research, the researcher followed all the standards and carried out the study. The researcher arranged all the necessary validation work at UMERC and wrote a letter to the school to ask for permission to conduct the research. No coercion occurred between the participants in answering the questionnaire. The refusal of the participants because they did not want to give their attitude or opinion was fully accepted by the researcher. To get the result, the researcher used mean, Pearson or linear regression, and path analysis. Level of writing skills. Table shows the level of independent variable writing skills. This variable obtained average mean of 3.94 and a descriptive level of high. This means that the respondents agreed that they have writing skills. From the 3 indicators, grammar, punctuation, and mechanics, punctuation has the lowest mean, an average mean of 3.91. Meanwhile, the grammar indicator obtained the highest mean, an average mean of 3.98. However, all indicators have descriptive level that is high. This result indicates that students' knowledge of grammar plays a big role. The study by Dleshad et al. Found that the desire to learn decreases when their knowledge of grammar is insufficient and they lack self-confidence, which causes them to not communicate in class because it is difficult. From the 6 indicators in this variable, 3 obtain the highest level. The learning strategy an average mean of 4.30, learning value an average mean of 4.29, and the performance goal average mean of 4.24. This means that the respondents consistently see these kinds of reasons in this class. The performance goal, on the other hand, has the lowest mean and a medium descriptive level, an average mean of 2.75, indicating that respondents are less likely to observe this kind of motivation in class. This study proved that motivated students use active learning strategies. A few affect their learning strategies: skimming, scanning, making predictions, and questioning. Level of reading strategy. The result in this part means that there is indeed a strategy that the student uses when they read. Additionally, if students are successful in their reading, it will greatly help their participation in class. Relationship of writing skill and participation in class. The table shows that there is a significant relationship between writing skills and participation in Filipino class. Writing skill, when correlated with participation in Filipino class, has a total R value of 0.464 and a P value of less than 0.05. Therefore, the two variables have a significant relationship, thus rejecting the null hypothesis that there is no significant relationship between writing skills and participation in the Filipino class. The only indicator of participation in Filipino class, the performance goal, shows no significant relationship with writing skill, with an overall R value of 0.060 and a P value higher than 0.05. In research conducted by Archifoba et al., when students' desire for learning is low, it causes an unpleasant effect on their academic performance, which can affect their macro skills. Relationship of writing skill and reading strategy. The table shows the significant relationship between students' writing skills and reading strategies. The overall R value is 0.503 with a P value less than 0.05. This shows that there is a strong and significant correlation because the P value is lower or equal to 0.05 level of significance. Thus, the null hypothesis that there is no significant relationship between writing skill and reading strategy is rejected. In addition, the writing skill indicator shows the following result. Grammar associated before reading, while reading, and after reading has a total R value of 0.428 and a P value less than 0.05. The result is similar to the study conducted by Choi et al. That found that writing has a significant relationship, especially with students' reading comprehension vocabulary. Relationship of reading strategy and participation. The table shows the result of significant relationship between reading strategies and participation in the Filipino class. The reading strategy was correlated with participation in the Filipino class, obtaining the total R value of 0.596 and a P value of less than 0.05. Therefore, the two variables have significant relationship with each other. So the null hypothesis that there is no significant relationship between reading strategy and participation in Filipino classes is rejected. Students improve their reading skills and succeed when there is intrinsic desire to read. This increases engagement. Path diagram for regression model. Since all are significant, therefore it is partial mediation. The three steps have a significant relationship. For their mediation analysis through mid-graph is warranted. In addition, it explains that part of the independent variable is mediated by the mediator. But the analysis of the mediation of the components of the three variables can be direct or mediated by another variable that is not included in the model. Therefore, partial mediation took place since the effect was found to be significant at the 0.05 level. Finally, due to only partial mediation, it does not say that only writing skills can influence students' participation in Filipino class. It is explained that writing skills are one of the several factors that can influence participation in Filipino classes. Conclusion. It shows that senior high school students have good writing skills, especially in grammar. One of the factors is the students' learning strategies, which affect their participation in the Filipino class. Students use reading strategies that they can use to help their learning. Writing skills and reading strategies are one of the several factors that can influence participation in Filipino classes. Recommendation. Students are recommended to shape their writing skills by watching video tutorials and reading books to help with other skills. Study carefully the writing's grammar, mechanics, especially punctuation. In the Department of Education, the researcher will suggest that books can be created that contain activities that will shape students' writing and reading skills, and share with teachers that there are steps to be taken in their teaching, especially information related to the correct use of punctuation and different effective reading strategies. And since this research was conducted using a quantitative method and it was determined that the variables are related, it is suggested to the future researcher to conduct a qualitative study so as to find out the grievances, problems, or perhaps their own experiences about this topic. Thank you for listening, everyone.